Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to your February reading. So we'll see what the major theme of this month is, and then we get into the top 3 highlights, then your oracles, your tarot and your astro dice. So the first card we have here is Waning Gibbous Moon with Express. So there could be different ways that you're expressing yourself, or you might be communicating with different people around this time. I'm also getting creative self-expression. This is also about showing up more authentically regardless of what sphere you communicate in the most. So being authentic in your relationships, also at the workplace in terms of the quality you deliver, or the family relationships that you have, the forms you fill, the contracts you sign, whatever it is that is going on, it feels very authentic to what you would really want, or not just want, but something that you are. It just feels like it's in accordance to where you're going. It feels very aligned, basically. There's no other way for me to kind of express that. So let's see. We have Dark Man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair. Then we have Dark Woman. Okay, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. So these two figures, they can be a couple that you are connecting with. They could be your parents, for example, or a close aunt and uncle, somebody that is of a mentor figure, or it can even be pointing towards you and another person who are behaving as counterparts, regardless of whether you identify as any of these genders or not, or whatever. It is just showing that there is a counterpart energy, and there is a union and harmony between the two. So in other words, it can also be, if we look at it from a different level, that your divine masculine and feminine energies are in balance. What that means is that you're able to take action, but you're also able to pause, rest and reflect. You can listen to your intuition, but then you can put that into external reality. You're able to do something out of that. You cultivate space and time for your needs and desires as well, so that you're rejuvenated for everything you have to do externally. Basically, it's how the internal world works in accordance with the external world, whether you're shaping that or you're flowing with it, right? Okay, the third highlight we have here is period of prosperity and abundance with bread. Okay, so this looks good for financial and career growth. Again, there can be like more clients that you're connecting with, more relationships you're forming. If you are in a relationship, this can indicate a very, well-developed time here. There could be some closeness and understanding of each other. I'm feeling a maturation overall. So yeah, it can be talking about more mature people in your life, or it could be that you are going through that period of maturity. You're stepping out of a previous way of being is also something I'm getting here, in order to step into something that, again, is more fulfilling for you. It can be more flexible in how you express yourself. All right, let's see some more. We have we have prosperity, sisters, our happiness and joy. And this corresponds with the 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. It indicates a cooperative and harmonious energy. So if you are looking for help and you want a specific person, it is likely that you can collaborate with them. If you want support from your friends, it is likely that someone will be around at the time of your need. It also indicates your resources and time being well managed and working cohesively towards a united goal, creating more structure, more companionship, increasing your network, and also putting in a lot more passion, upgrading the quality of things that you do. It can be quality of lifestyle, it can be quality of work. Again, it's different for every person, but either way there is an up-level vibe, and that makes you very happy. Then we have bliss is worth creating from. So yeah, this is like putting your heart and soul into something because it's enjoyable, not worrying because, what's the point of worrying anyway? But it becomes more apparent when we are doing something that we absolutely enjoy, that, fear is just not relevant in this moment, because we're just doing something, you know, we're having fun with it. So this card is basically that you are doing what makes your heart very happy, and you're not overthinking it, you're not over expecting or attaching to any outcome. You're doing something just for the sheer joy out of it. And that actually is so close. Bliss literally is that vibe of abundance, right? Feeling so satisfied, feeling as though you have enough, you are enough, it's just all perfectly right, you know, that type of vibe. So you're stepping into that energy, and that again attracts more abundance and more prosperity. It feels like a period of expansion, honestly. And we have imbalance, so that's excellent. It corresponds with Temperance and also Libra in the tarot. So this again talks about that counterpart energy, but it's also that harmony and flow, more diplomacy, again connecting with people one-on-one. You might form very close bonds. If you're trying to find someone new to connect with, this is a very nice time to make new friends, new contacts, and kind of get closer in the existing bonds that you have. It also again indicates that you are acting just the right amount. You're not overexerting yourself, nor are you selling yourself or putting in less effort than is required by anything of importance in your life. This can also indicate karmic rewards. So, you know, like attracts like, that sort of philosophy is coming to mind. If you're putting in a lot of happiness and joy into something that you are doing or presenting, creating, then it is likely that you're going to incite the same feelings in the other person. It's like, you know, nowadays especially, I think, I don't know if everybody, you know, has noticed this, but I've observed many times that we have a lot of high quality products just overall. I don't know how to say it. It's as though everybody can do something and they can do a lot, because there are so many resources already available. But even if technically it's a good piece of art, let's say, or a good book, technically, there is not much soul into it. It's not as moving as, I don't know, earlier on, I guess. This change has been gradually happening since like decades now, but nobody, very few people, let's say, I'm not saying nobody literally, but very few people put so much of their heart and soul. And even if, you know, they do, they're like really hard to find. So it's refreshing to do that for yourself and kind of see it again, cultivate it for yourself, share it with the people that are around you. So kind of creating a mini culture of sorts where everybody is free in expression. So even if you share something with just your friends, it still, you know, is sharing, right? It's 2 more people or 3 more people or whatever. Yeah, just getting a really heightened state of being overall, all right? Amazing, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Like I said, this is a very nice time for finances and career. Also, family matters can be very harmonious here. Again, this parental figure is coming out, so maybe you're looking up to your parents or getting guidance from your parents. You might be resolving certain, healing your relationships with your parents as well, reconnecting with your ancestry, your roots. For some of you, it can be even grandparents here, okay? Either way, it's a sense of maturity. So we're not talking about cousins and nephews and nieces, all right? So also it talks about legacy, the 10 of Pentacles. You might be working a lot towards your long-term future prosperity, not looking at only February. And you are cultivating a sustainable growth, success, and future for you and your family. Okay. With bread, it indicates that you have more than enough resources, and you feel that as well. This is like a heightened state of abundance here. You can literally see that there is growth happening. You feel the stability, you feel the security. It's not hard to manifest from this state, honestly. So if you want to cultivate more goals regarding success and growth, this is a very good month to kind of set it out, set the intention towards the universe here, and also take some action. Amazing. Okay, then we have the 6 of Swords. This indicates guided movement. So there can be some transitions or some tweaks, changes that you're making into your future plans in order to make it more stable. Okay, so there can be some realizations that come through, some conversations you might have that kind of clears your vision a little bit more as to what about right now is not needed anymore. So it's clarity on what is needing to be let go. Okay, instead of, okay, that's the goal and that's it. Instead of saying what to look for, it is indicating what to move away from. That's what I'm really strongly feeling. Okay, also can indicate travel, short distance trips I'm more getting. So like a day trip or something. It is quite refreshing. You might also plan to move home or like visit your family. Okay, and overall it just talks about growth and expansion, honestly, like you're moving towards more growth, right? All the resistances are gone. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is again that social vibe. You can be connecting with various people. There's that, bliss is worth creating from. Same color scheme, right? And it's kind of indicating similar things to me. You could be practicing some affirmations, candle meditation, doing some shadow work. What else? You are connecting with new people, making new friends, getting involved in various activities, just feeling more uplifted and energized overall through this month. You also feel emboldened, you have great self-confidence, and people are drawn to you. So there is a magnetic vibe to this. I feel like Six of Swords I feel like it is going to be also quite internal. So you're moving away from a mindset that has been persisting for quite some time. You're moving away from conflicting thoughts, kind of clearing out blockages. That's what I'm feeling like. In a mental sense, it's absolutely also doing some work here. It's also a journey of healing. So if you are already on this journey, then there's like huge progress you're making, and there can be just this closing out of a chapter almost. I feel like also with number 10 talks about the end or the apex of something. So there can be healing in terms of your family relationships or your ancestry, anything. If you have like security issues related to money, home, family, etc., those things can be getting healed as well, because the Queen of Wands is feeling rejuvenated and whole again. Also, interesting thing about this card is Queens are connected with the water suit, meanwhile Wands are fire. So the Queen of Wands is the combination of fire and water, which indicates passion and compassion, basically. So these two elements traditionally would not work, right? Both of them kind of destroy one another in some form. So it would be quite mitigating, but it's not, because it's her. Like, she is the soul and she has the skill to manipulate these two elements to work harmoniously. So that indicates that even if you are opposites or you meet people who are very different from you, you're somehow able to be relatable. You connect to something that is even more primal than the basic differences that we share. Yeah, it makes you very approachable. Then we have the Two of Wands, which indicates making future plans or thinking of what the rest of the year might look like, or any travel plans that you're making. You're kind of forecasting and strategizing. Perhaps you need to finish some work early on so that you can take a longer break, or you might have to notify people beforehand. Maybe you're booking tickets and kind of look forward is the vibe. This can also apply to like creative projects. So what's the potential of this? This is fun, but what can I do about this, and what happens next? That can be a thought too. Then we have the World. We talked so much about completing a cycle, and the World is kind of denoting that. Like, one of the meanings is that. And the another one is again the healing, rejuvenation. You're also protecting what is your own. So protecting your family, your security, yourself, your priorities, and so on. So you're not allowing for destructive habits to kind of break the loop of any good habits you're trying to build, any new projects you're trying to cultivate, and so on. So there is overall a closing out of something that has been conflicting. It is resolved, it's over, okay, we figured it out, now let's move on to the next step. I'm also once again hearing affirmations, so you could be really using that, or other forms of law of attraction, manifestation techniques. This can this also indicates travel, by the way. So again, you can be planning travel. Yes, it can be like for February, near future, or in the longer term, honestly, because yeah, we have both the day trip and the long trip plans going on. Perhaps you're making both. But yes, the world also indicates that you're connecting with the world, getting online more, or you're networking, you're providing something of value, because the Queen of Wands is a leader figure again. So you can be offering some services, or you are connecting, motivating people online in some way. It just talks about the larger community in general. So you could be asking questions of how can I be of service? How can I be of help as well? Yeah, this month overall is putting you in a very powerful position to be able to create anything you want, because once this cycle ends, we begin again with the Fool. So it says though a fresh new slate is beginning, and by the end of March, and by the end of February, and I think in March, you will feel that Fool energy. Okay, then we have DNA. Yeah, that healing your own potentials, what is already within you, all that comes through in this card. And protoplanetary disk, this talks about creation, creating order from chaos. New systems, new routines, new perspectives, basically, different ways of looking at the world. And DNA is again remastering something, I hear. So it can be something you have done before, but now you're finessing something. There can be some new additions. There is a breakthrough and internal recognition. There is a permanent change of sorts that is helping you upgrade yourself. You can again be unlocking some hidden talents. Or you might be getting more strategic and clever, kind of engineering your world. And I feel like there is an objective viewpoint here too, because the world is like a big picture card. Queen of Wands is as well quite unattached. She's very passionate, but she's not attached to anything. She just does things to have fun. And Two of Wands and Six of Swords look to be in the middle. They're in a transition state, or in the middle point where decisions are being made. So I sense also an objective viewpoint here that of how you look at the lifestyle. So you're not getting very personal with your emotions or thoughts. Instead, you're observing yourself, your triggers, and you're like, okay, so this incites this feeling in me. How can I change that up, in order to incite this feeling? So if an activity makes you upset, what twist can you do? How can you creatively or cleverly manage that task? Either stop it altogether, or find a workaround, or have like supplementary activities around the one that you don't like, in order to enjoy the whole process overall. So that way you're looking forward to something at the end, right? The reward punishment method. So there are really different ways that you're figuring out to manipulate what your general lifestyle in order to achieve your bigger goals. I hope that makes sense, but it's a very specific message, but I think that's what's going on here. Okay, so let's see some more. Scorpios, please, in the month of February. We have Uranus, Sagittarius, in the 12th house. Yes, well, okay. So again, Uranus and Sagittarius are about the big picture. They are about networking, humanity, your hopes for life and your aspirations in life. What's like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, just that big picture view. It can also indicate traveling, a long distance. So yeah, there could be some need to travel. It can be unexpected, like you spontaneously decided to take a day trip or something. 12th house talks about the mysteries, the unknown, and culmination of things. 12th is literally the end of the cycle of the astro chart. So it indicates that everything is complete, everything is wrapped up about a cycle of a lifetime, and then we kind of want to absorb it. That's when the spiritual side of it begins. That's why it has a spiritual connotation to it. So there is release of things, a shedding of layers that are, we're done with it. Okay, we have outgrown a certain place. That's when the world happens. We're done. We're thorough, we're through. So there's nothing left to learn. So we're going to shed the masks, the attachments, the perspectives of a previous way of existing, and then adopt something a little bit more upgraded. It is still founded on the same values and principles, okay? So what you've learned in the previous cycle is perfectly going to be useful in the next cycle. It's going to take on more of an eccentric or more individualistic or a more expansive turn, okay? So if you, for example, write poetry for yourself, this would be the month where you think about, I think I can publish it, okay? To whatever website or, a book, or it doesn't matter. You might decide to share it with people. And in order to do that, you have to finesse your own work and kind of have a, self-criticism as well in a healthy manner, not too much that it's crippling, of course, but certain skills that are needed in order to come to this point you have achieved and you are completing. You're recognizing that you have those skills in February, so that makes you feel confident that you can move into the next phase now and try something different that you have not tried before, right? Yes, so that's what is coming through for you guys. I really hope the reading resonated and that it helps you out. Let me know your thoughts, and if you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.